All right, welcome to Maroon Sports Talk, Episode 8, January 2022. I guess a couple days, Brandon, before the big snow apocalypse. We'll talk more about that later. But topic number one is we'll lead off with men's volleyball. Season's coming up here really soon, and I've not heard a whole lot. I don't see a whole lot about the schedule, but talking to the coaches, we need to find some especially tall boys to go out and play volleyball. So if you've never played, it's a time to give it a whirl, right? Give it a chance.
Definitely an opportunity. If you're looking for new steps, new opportunities for the new year of 2026, here's your chance to step in and get out of your comfort zone and do something maybe you didn't think that you would enjoy, or maybe it's something that you enjoy, you just didn't know if you had the courage to do it. But listen, it's a good time. It's a busy time. It's a change of the season where moods start to change. The days get a little bit longer. Come out and play some volleyball.
Absolutely. If you need more contact information, you can email Benny Blanton, or Brendan or I will try to figure out the information we need to, but Steve and Teresa Combs will be glad to take on all the new players. Okay, now let's switch to stuff we know a whole lot about, Brandon. We were able to set in and watch girls volleyball, girls basketball the other night. And, you know, the big news for our fans, we just had to break it the other night, so we'll start with that. We lost our star player, and not that they're not all stars, but Madeline Butcher, man, is sort of the heart and soul of the team, and all the mad puppy brought to the table. When you lose your point guard, it's sort of just a different element than the other positions, because arguably that's your coach on the court. So our prayers and thoughts for her. I think she's going into surgery, I think I heard next week.
Wow.
And she will be out 12 weeks, so hopefully she heals up and gets ready to play college basketball at Lindsey Wilson, where we know she will do an amazing job. So let's back it up to last Saturday's game, Brandon, where we lost to Letcher Central 66-67. What are we going to reflect on that away game?
It's a heartbreaker. I know we gave up a huge lead. Looked like we were rolling away with it. And then things started to snowball, and then next thing you know, you find yourself down and the game's over. It's really one of those you're going to look back and be like, I probably shouldn't let that one get away. But what a quick turnaround that we had this week to bounce back from that loss. It was a good sign.
So talking about that, losing a close game to Letcher Central, which I think we were up as many as 18 points and gave it away in the fourth quarter. A lot of silly turnovers and missed free throws, but hopefully they'll grow from that. I know Coach Miller is definitely coaching them up, and they're improving every single day. But it's a big jump when you do lose a major player like that for everybody that's got to adjust in their new role. So you talked about Tuesday night's game. We come back and they played my alma mater, the Clay County Tigers. So I got to see the black and gold out there competing against us. Clay County brought an eighth grader. That's for real in the
Couple
game.
Eighth graders.
So really good matchup. We come away with the win, 68-57. Thoughts on the Clay County game?
Sophomores really stepped up. Caroline Heiss picking up the extra baggage and the extra load now with Madeline out. Did a really good job controlling the tempo, and man, her speed really played a difference in the end of the second quarter, way into the end of the third quarter in the second half, really setting the tone. And then Lily Todd, speaking of volleyball earlier, man, she was letting it go, played a heck of a game, crashing the glass. Bella Stevens really cleaning up the glass. Going to have to call her Miss Windex, but she was doing a really good job.
We can't change her from Superwoman to Miss Windex, even though it's a good name. So.
Absolutely. But yeah, it was a good sign to see her play inside. Game got really physical. She didn't budge. It was a good sign.
Absolutely. You mentioned it there, and Brendan, to harp on that a little bit, Lily Todd really impressed me with her steals and athleticism, and we talked about this 3 different times. She had what I felt like was a wide open layup, and she gave a bounce pass to her teammate to get a couple of assists, and that is the definition of pure unselfishness. So I know she's a team player, so shout out to her and the whole team. But you mentioned they all did a good job, from Hannah Murray to Bella Stevens to Lily Todd to Brooklyn Thomas, but the whole team stepped up, and it was a good team win over Clay County.
Absolutely.
Now let's go and talk. Well, we got a couple upcoming games, guys. Tomorrow night, the girls will play on Friday, Somerset, so a big district game, but I think we take that one pretty comfortably. Next week, we'll probably get snowed out, but we do have a boy-girl doubleheader on the schedule for Southwestern. That's a big one, so we'll definitely make that one up at some point in time. I'm looking forward to that one. So now we'll transition over to boys basketball. So we'll go back to the game you and I broadcast here at home last Friday night, DCA 62-43. So give us some thoughts on that game.
Missing easy bunnies and jumpers, and just not our night to get the shots that normally fall for us. Couldn't buy a bucket. Great defensive effort as much as you could when DCA absolutely had a field day offensively and really blew out and won on our court. That was a sign where we saw what DCA could be as defending region champs. And it was a hard one for us to swallow, but hopefully something to learn and grow by, as we still got plenty of games on our schedule and really good sign after that, too, that we had this week when we went on the road at Adair County.
Absolutely. And, the DCA had the one tall kid that's, 6'11" with 7-foot wingspan. He was the difference in the game. And he sort of took over. But that was one of the nights that we just could not hit the side of an ocean. And we started out something like 3 for 15 from the floor and just never did find our range. I really thought Cade Hargis did a really good job in the first half.
Yeah.
He had 10 points and kept us within 6 probably at halftime. In the second half, we just sort of lost our way and let the big man get some easy offensive rebounds. He stepped out, hit a couple threes, and next thing you know, we lost by 19. But I think we're a lot closer game to DCA should we see them again.
Oh, I hope so. And I think our guys would be seething for that opportunity again because, man, you talk about the tale of two cities. One night you can't buy a basket. Go to just Tuesday night and what happened?
Okay.
On the road.
Friday night we score 43 points. We come back on Tuesday, Adair County. Last I saw, Brandon, I may be off, but I thought it was like number 12 in the state of Kentucky and one of the best teams in their region. And we go over there and we shocked the world and beat Adair County 86-84 or 85, one of the two. And let's talk about the Adair game.
Offensively, it was a show. I mean, I wish we could have got to see some of it because there had to be something to say. 17 threes, James. And some of them, Blake Fraley hitting fire. I think, he had 4 in a row at one time?
4 in a row, and I think it was either 5 or 6. I think it was 6 threes in the third quarter alone.
Gosh, that's
I would
amazing.
love to see that. That's the heater. That's the NBA jam when you go and you just give it to the guy that's on fire and you let it go from half court and it's going in.
Yeah.
So that's a good feeling. I know you've been there before and I have too. Like I can't miss. And so that's what he had to be feeling like. But, Tanner Apsher put up 18. Carson Fraley put up 18. Measle put up 13.
Yeah.
So that's what you want with the balance when you get 4 starters in double figures and then you got other players chipping in. But a huge win for them. Now they come back. Tomorrow night we got Somerset Christian. Al Gover, our former coach, is coming back in the building to coach against us. And so that's going to be hopefully a new rivalry because we're just miles apart.
It's going to be intense. And I think, that story right there alone in the history of former Maroon as he worked here in staff for a long time, definitely, Somerset Christian is trying to build up their confidence in their team and really a tradition for them because they're so new to this. They're going to bring a really good fan contingency over here, and this might be one of those nights that you won't be able to tell a difference probably between the Somerset Briar Patch jumpers coming over here and the game against them. So it should be an exciting night before I don't know what's going to happen weather-wise. I think that could be our MVP for the week. The weatherman that calls it correctly, I mean, he's going to have to be MVP. I don't know who it's going to be, but we'll find out. We're going to separate the men from the boys this weekend.
We'll find out. So fans, Maroon Sports Network will have both games on the air tomorrow night, so be sure to tune in and watch us. Now let's switch over to archery. We don't have a lot of new updates. Kim Worley, they've won every competition they've been in between the boys and the girls, and we just want to give another shout-out to 2 of our best archers. Amber Gross shot a 280 in the last match, and Mason Hayden shot a 284. So, Brandon, we need to see this archery team sometime or another because they are pretty unbelievable what they're able to do.
They do a great job. They were teaching me some jargon a little bit about the rest and everything and what it truly means with rest, with the tension on the court. I found that interesting. Rest comes when the tension is released, and that's a life lesson for us, folks. I found that interesting. Go shoot a bow.
Okay, let's switch over to track and field. Not a whole lot of new updates here, but we will say Maya Stone is still actively recruiting track and field members. And one of the best things you can do as an athlete be multi-sports, and I don't know of any sport that track and field doesn't help you get better at with your agility and speed. So Miss Maya Stone, contact her, and she wants dedicated, passionate athletes.
Yeah, we saw with just the other night in basketball how it paid dividends for Caroline Heist. She credited it to track and field, and here we go. We're looking for dedicated, passionate athletes who want to improve, challenge themselves, and have fun while doing it. Email Coach Stone at maya.stone@pulaski.kyschools.us. Should be a good spring, and you may want to, after about the week and a half, 2 weeks that we're going to have right here. You're going to want to get out for some spring. Spring fever, let it hit.
Okay, now we'll go over to tennis. Tennis update, Coach Atkinson has got official practice, starts on February the 15th, so we'll keep reminding you. That's a sport that's dear to my heart. That's one of the things I played in high school. But he's going to open court on nice days. Optional conditioning is going to start week after next, so like I said, that's the word optional. But Brandon, I stopped and talked to Coach today and got a brand new update that should really fire our fans up. Our girls are ranked number 13th in the state preseason.
Wow.
And our boys are 18th in the state preseason. And we have no indoor facilities anywhere nearby to go out and practice like the Louisville and the Lexington schools do. And he's got our little small Pulaski County High School with 2 top 20 teams in the state of Kentucky.
And I know why. That's a dedication and a passion that these kids have for the sport, led by the leader, Coach Atkinson. Way to go. And I also know why, James. Every night that we were here from August since school started to even just a few weeks ago when we came back for the new year, those kids are on the court. Come by on the weekends, that court is full. I'm so happy to see it repaved and resurfaced. It looks great out there with the netting and the wire, the wrapping that's around it. We're building something truly special here with our Maroons tennis.
And like you said, that starts with the coaching because they're playing all fall and every pretty day that they have.
Yes.
It's not just start a season to end the season. It's pretty much a year-round thing as much as he can with the weather. But, man, if we had an indoor facility, this dude may win a state championship
that
with
would
this
be
team.
awesome.
All right, let's go over to our top 5. We're going to do something different today, Brandon, because you probably have a chance to think about it. But we're going to go our top 5 snow day activities since we got this big snow/ice storm coming in. So let's pray the ice misses us. So you and I are going to do our own list today. We normally just share a list, but I thought they would be so grossly different. So we'll go one at a time, and we'll alternate back and forth.
Okay.
So number 5 for me, I'll go ahead and start out. My 5th favorite activity probably for a snow day is just binge watching a new show on TV, whether it's Sopranos or Breaking Bad or finding something new I've not watched before, but just relaxing, dude, and taking in some TV. What's your number 5?
I agree. What maybe you mentioned shows, and that's true. That would be a good time to do it. But just my movie binge, man. There's a time to go back and go to the ones you love, movies from the 80s, stuff that you haven't seen that you're hearing about, that you're able to stream or pull up that you didn't get to see over the summer. I like doing that, catching up with my movie flicks, man.
Okay, so my number 4, and we may venture off here in a minute, but Brandon, I really enjoy getting into the hot tub on a snowy day, and you're sitting there and the snow is hitting you, and you got to put a hat on, and it's cold, and you're hot at the same time. So that's one of my favorite activities to do when it's snowing. Is the hot tub.
A hot tub and jacuzzi. I wonder what that feels like, man. It's right next to your yacht, too, man. That's great. I love that. No, that would be nice. Mine is going to your favorite comfort food. It's a little bit different for me now, but I always loved a good spicy sausage or hamburger meat with cheese dip that you can make, and with little Tostitos chips.
Okay.
Your favorite comfort food that you can go to and you're like, man, this is nice. I can just turn the corner right here and grab that out of the fridge if I'm ready.
Okay, my number 3 is going to be sleigh riding. I usually get my little nephew and come over to PC and go by the football fields and sleigh ride down. And man, it's fast. It's a pretty steep hill, so that's always fun. You can't stay out there too long, but I enjoy sleigh riding.
Funny that you said sleigh riding is something now with my nephews. They really love that idea of doing that with a snow day. So a little sled ride sounds fun. I like that. I had that as mine.
Is that yours? Okay,
Yeah.
we match on 2 of them.
Okay.
My number 2 is going to be, Brandon, I love to play a lot of cards and board games, so just stuff that's you're away from your technology and you're person to person with things. So if I could get in a good card game or maybe a little board game, I think that's something cool to do when you're stuck.
That sounds really, really good. I have a few of my board games from when I was a kid. I didn't put that. Mine was, look out, folks, it's about to get wild. Sleep in to 8 o'clock.
I'm sleeping in anyway. I'm sleeping in to 10 or 10:30. Okay, my number 1 is sort of similar to yours, but we've got a wood-burning fireplace. So I love to have the wood-burning fireplace and just take a good, nice, long nap and relax.
That sounds comfort and soothing. Mine, it was a little bit of a wild card, and it's strange I got it at number 1 because I don't know if people do this anymore, and rightfully so, nor should you, because things are gross and our atmosphere is dirty. But when I was little, it was my aunt or my grandma when we go see her. She would go make a little scoop from the yard and make snow cream.
Snow cream.
And I remember that, and that's just a childhood
Well,
memory.
that's funny. I was talking to a kid on the bus ramp. He'd never heard of snow cream. So I told him, I think the 4 ingredients are snow, milk, sugar, and vanilla. And I may be missing something, but to me, it's better than ice cream.
Yeah, and now you might be taking a chance if you were to do that with the snow that we have, because who knows what you might find in it. So enter at your own risk. But man, it was a childhood memory of mine. It was great.
Okay, let's go to our athletes of the week. We'll hit you up first. Who's your female athlete for the past week?
I'm going to go with Caroline Heist, and this was hard because there's so many young ladies that really had a good showing this past Tuesday. But Caroline, speaking to her, you can see if you go back and you watch that post-game interview, they are really just short on words, but they're great young ladies. They just put their head down and go to work, and that's exactly what she did. She's very humble. There's times where you might catch her on a broadcast apologizing for some things to the opposing players, but her defense is tenacious and her speed is uncanny. I'm really happy.
Yeah, I've got to meet Jennifer finally in the concession stand the other night, and she's just like her mom. She's a bird of the feather. So
That's
Jennifer
awesome.
is the same exact way.
That's awesome.
Well, my male athlete of the week, Brandon, has to be one of the easiest decisions I've ever made. So Blake Fraley had 26 points in the upset win out of Dare County and hit 8 threes. If you're going to hit 8 threes in a high school basketball game and score 26 points, I'm going to make you my athlete of the week every week. So that's a huge game, but that puts him firmly on the radar, putting that sophomore on there. And here I am, showcase Blake Fraley.
So proud of him. The young man's really playing through some tough times and adversity, and he's playing some really good basketball, picking up where he left off at after last season.
Now our Maroon closeout. We're going to put this picture up between you and I. Mr. Brady Hull sitting here, and he is on his junior official day visit, and Will Stein is there with him. How happy does that make you seeing Brady take that visit?
I love seeing the extra approach and care taken in this case for the blue and white. They got some ground to make up, but man, Will Stein's making his round. He was on 12th Region Sports over the weekend. He's doing some things.
When he gets big time, he can come on Maroon Sports Network, because Kenny G, no offense, but 12th Region, we got 12th Region, we got Maroon Sports Network. So Will Stein, if you want a little marketing for Brady Hull, you need to learn more.
Do it, Will Stein. We love it.
Okay, last thing we're going to do is thank all of our sponsors, and we'll put the logo up here and thank them every single one. But I do got to say this. Brandon, you and I have talked about this, but this big snowstorm's coming, and I'm getting older. I don't want to throw my back out. Mr. Camden Fraley is going to come, and he's going to snow plow my driveway, and he's going to save me. So I don't know if I've got his number up here. If I do, I'll throw it out for the fans here real quick. But
Camden does it all, man. And if you need him for any assistance, I talked to him the other day. Said, "You got your equipment ready?" He turned around. He said, "Oh yeah, I'm ready to go right now." I was like, "Well, just hold on, big man. It's coming." But Camden does a great job. He'd probably be my player of the week. But right now, it's probably the grocery stores. The way everybody is going and buying everything, probably the most valuable player of the week is the grocery stores.
So if you need somebody to clean your driveway, he's got equipment. He can get out there 24 hours a day. He said just simply call him 606-687-7221, and Camden Fraley will clean your driveway.
He'll take care of it.
So fans, tune in tomorrow night as we get ready to host the Somerset Lady Jumpers and the Somerset Christian, whatever they are.
Titans?
Titans?
Maybe.
Okay. So we'll make it up. If it's not, then just
Actually,
don't believe us.
Bobcats, maybe. That's probably what it is. I don't know. Wildcats.
We will be playing Somerset Christian. Okay, until probably week after next.
Yes. We'll see. I don't know. We'll find out, but go Maroons.